Administrators at the prestigious Stanford University in America have compiled a list of offensive phrases to eliminate from its website. Walk-in is now considered offensive to the disabled. Black sheep is banned for its use of the word black. And killing two birds with one stone is deemed to normalise violence against animals. Wait until they hear about flogging a dead horse. That's probably on the list, actually. But most problematically for the American University, the index of harmful words includes the word American. I'm serious. That's not a joke. They think American is a harmful word because it implies the US is the most important country in the Americas region. Seriously. Well, the customary way to alert sensitive souls to damaging content is, of course, a trigger warning. But that's been banned too, because the phrase triggering can cause stress about what's about to follow. So trigger warnings are now triggering. Well, I'm joined now by a proud American. I hope she can still call herself an American. Fox News contributor Tomi Lahren. Tomi, are you identifying as an American, or do you feel that it's such a harmful word now you daren't do so?
I am a proud American, and if I had a singing voice, I would sing Proud to be an American for you. That is how proud to be an American that I truly am. I will never stop saying it, and for anybody that's wondering, we do believe in American exceptionalism here in the United States of America, so when we call ourselves Americans, we are proud of that. We are never going to ditch that term, but this is just another example of especially American universities trying to out-woke one another. It is pure lunacy. It is ridiculous. You'd think they'd have better things to do with their time, like maybe educating young people and educating their students, but apparently picking words that are going to offend people is paramount on their list.
You see, Tomi, I would click my fingers and play the world's gone nuts, which is my anthem. Have we got that? The world's gone nuts! But unfortunately, I think that would cause more problems because one of the banned words is insane. And they suggest instead using surprising or wild because the word insane is ableist language that trivializes the experience of people living with mental health conditions. So presumably, I can't say the world's gone nuts either because that is trivializing the world in a mental health perspective. It goes on. I mean, some of this stuff is nuts. You can't use brave because the term perpetuates the stereotype of the noble, courageous savage, equating the indigenous male as being less than a man. What? And he goes on, user. You can't use user, you've got to say client because users apparently are only drug addicts are called users. You can't use it, even if you are actually a user of, say, software systems. You can't even use the word Karen anymore, even presumably if you're called Karen. Kanye West, called me Karen. Listen to this.
You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking
you
about.
I'm not a Karen to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying. So I can't be a Karen, apparently, because that's offensive too. It's almost impossible, Tomi, isn't it, to say anything, right? By this yardstick, every single word potentially is offensive to somebody.
Well, that's exactly the problem here, is that we're not going to be able to speak or say anything without offending someone somewhere at some time over something. That is why this is so utterly ridiculous. And like I said, this disease of wokeness is taking over the U.S. I know that it's largely taking over the U.K. as well because we export that to you. I'm sorry, I apologize for that as a proud American. But I will say this, Piers, the cowards are taking over the world. That is what's happening here because we have allowed the cowards to take over the world. We've allowed them to redefine terms. We've allowed them to have this snowflake culture infiltrate absolutely everything that we say and that we do. And now you have to be so sensitive. You're going to call someone the wrong name. You're going to misgender someone. Every day it's a new list of things that you can and cannot say. But I will tell you this. There's also a little thing called liberal privilege, and it's also leftist privilege, especially here in the United States of America, because liberals can seem to say whatever they want, and they are allowed to do so. They are celebrated for doing so. But if you are a white American, especially if you're a white American straight male in this country, oh my goodness, the list of things that you cannot do or say is growing.
Well, you can't even say it, Tomi.
It is absolute madness.